years after her highly publicized and contentious divorce from fellow HGTV star Tarek El Moussa, Christina Hall says she'd never say never when it comes to the possibility of re-teaming with him on a new show, along with their new spouses. That's a bit of a surprise given how contentious their relationship has been in recent years. The former couple starred on Flip or Flop for 10 years, which continued even after their 2018 divorce was finalized, with its last episode airing in 2022. But the former couple has had their share of drama in the public eye, from a 2016 incident in which Christina called the police to their home, per People, to a heated on-set argument in 2021 that made headlines, according to Page 6. Lately, however, the stars seem to be on good terms. Both have remarried. Hall married former police officer Josh Hall in 2022 and El Moussa married Heather Ray Young, now El Moussa, in 2021, and they're focused on starring in their own HGTV shows. And now, it seems, even open to starring with each other. While answering questions from fans in her Instagram stories on October 30, 2023, Christina raised some eyebrows when she chose to post one fan's pointed question: "Will you, Josh, Heather and Tarek ever do flipping shows together?" And she answered, "Never say never." House trophy. Here's what you need to know. The Halls El Moussas have been busy building their empires while raising kids. The Halls and El Moussas have spent the last couple of years building their respective empires in TV, real estate and home decor. So partnering on a new show could potentially fuel their success. Christina and Tarek have remained staples on HGTV, each starring in 2 shows on the network that incorporate their spouses. Christina stars in Christina on the Coast and Christina in the Country, in which her husband Josh frequently appears. Tarek, meanwhile, stars in Flipping 101, with frequent appearances by Heather, and they both star in The Flipping El Moussas. Christina and Tarek have made their shows a family affair. They share daughter Taylor, 13, and son Braden, 7, who have been seen on their shows since they were young. After the divorce, Christina was briefly married to Ant Anstead and they had son Hudson, who's now 3. Tarek and Heather, meanwhile, welcomed baby Tristan in January. Both couples are busy building up their own businesses, from endorsing products to forming companies. The El Moussas have formed multiple real estate investment businesses including Tarek's Tem Capital and recently launched a home decor line called Home by Tarek Heather. Meanwhile, in March 2022, the Halls launched their own TV production company, Unbroken Productions, according to Yahoo. Heather and Josh are not only in charge of producing her shows now, but they're also developing other shows, including one called Coastal Crazy Rich Agents, Deadline reported in January. A show starring the Halls and El Moussa's blended family is something Heather jumped at, given her interest in the Kardashian model of success. In October 2022, during an appearance at the Zeta Live Marketing Conference in New York, she said she aspires to follow in their footsteps. "I am watching the new seasons and I tell Tarek, it's not only so well done the way it's produced, but they're so raw and real," she said. "I think that's how people resonate with you. So, I am a big fan of that show. And yes, that is where I'm trying to go and I do say I aspire to be that. I mean, they're billionaires with successful brands, they touch anything and it's successful. So that is what I'm trying to build." The Halls and El Moussas have had their fair share of ups and downs. Though things appear to have smoothed over, there have been some growing pains for the Halls and El Moussas while blending their families. In May 2022, for instance, the couples made headlines over a tense moment at one of Braden's soccer games. The Daily Mail captured photos of Tarek pulling Heather away from Christina. A second set of photos showed the soccer coach stepping in between Tarek and Josh. Shortly after, they showed a united front by posting photos with both couples smiling with Taylor and revealing they'd come together during a medical emergency for Braden. In November 2022, Heather admitted on The Today Show that finding her place in their blended family and co-parenting Tarek's kids had been a challenge. She said, "I think when your significant other has such a long relationship with the previous spouse and a lot of love, and it was a very public divorce. And you're coming into it, you fall in love with each other, but you always kind of think of the ex. For me, I did. It wasn't always perfect," Heather continued. "I mean, we've definitely had some ups and downs." They had ups and downs. But the couple seemed to have found common ground. On October 15, Tarek shared a video in his Instagram stories of all the family members on the sidelines at Braden's soccer game that day. Christina smiled at the camera, sitting with Josh in lawn chairs next to Tarek's mom.